welcome back to this edition of Daily Actives brought to you by Bootleg Macro. I am Dustin, and we are looking at Tesla once again. Tesla today was up 2.17%, which is quite impressive when you think about where this thing is. If you watched my video yesterday, this is kind of what I was expecting. And the reason why I say that is because the volatility really has started to fall here. You can see that we're at a 19 handle on the volatility. We were at 20 the day before, 21 the day before. And the correlation is also going negative, which means that I would expect that as volatility falls and the price correlation goes negative, that we would see sideways action that is going to be pretty compressed. Now, the one thing that I do like to see, especially after being down for 3 days previously at the end of last week and the beginning of this week, is now we've had 3 up days in a row with some compressed action. 2 days ago, it was only moving 7 basis points, and yesterday, 82 basis points. Now we're up 217 basis points in one day. We see it flip positive on the 5-day, the 15-day, the 1 month, the 3 month, and the 6 month, all at the same time. We do not yet have a go long signal on the short term. We still have a go long in the intermediate term. We don't have a go long in the longer term. We do see, though, that we are currently still bearish in the short term, but we did flip to bullish on the intermediate term, and we're still bullish on the long term. So that's very positive to see. One of the big things, too, looking at this rolling sentiment, is that now that we've been essentially falling off of this peak when we hit that high in the middle of June, we were around June 15th, and no wonder here around June 15th we hit a high of 255. And I mean, right now, what we're looking at is Tesla really is setting itself up to go even harder for longer. I mean, if we go ahead and look at the actual chart, what we can see is that essentially what we've been doing is going sideways. Really, we've gone nowhere since the middle of June. We've gone up a little bit, we've gone down a little bit. We're essentially setting a new base, which is the type of move that you want to see before it's going to go a little bit higher. We're going to look at the sentiment indicator. Obviously, you can tell that we're still coming down. We're at 55%. It's one of those things that makes you really understand that Tesla can see big moves, but even when it goes down and it gets a little bit of bearishness, it's still bullish. I mean, it's still bullish. You can see here the volume is increasing. We're at 112 million shares traded today after being at 95 million the day before, 91 million. That's positive. What we want to see, though, is that the actual volatility or the volume starts to break out above this 15-day moving average of volume. It starts to make out higher highs as we're seeing higher highs in the price. Now what we're looking at here is the volatility. This is exactly what I was just talking about when we were looking at the raw data. You can see that on the volatility, we're at 19.5. Yesterday we were at 25. Yesterday we were at 21.5, 22.5, 23, 24. What we're seeing right now is that essentially the volatility is falling out, but the price correlation is going negative too, which means that we're going to see that sideways to upward action. We're not going to see anything go down. And it's kind of impressive because the trade range is really starting to come in. We're seeing the price start to curl up a little bit. We can see the top here is at 290 of the range, which has come down from 300. I'd say for me, I'm looking at Tesla and I'm saying this is a spot where you might want to start to get a little bit longer. But tell me what you think in the comments below. Are you long or are you short? Do you like it? Do you love it? Is this even a good review? And before you go, do yourself a favor. Subscribe to the New High newsletter. It comes out Sundays at 9 just for you. I'll talk to you soon.